a pink Charizard, a pink Charizard.
The best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas. So every week, authors Clayton Smith and Benjamin Wallace sit down with a bit of inspiration and try to see if there's a story there. At the end, you decide. Is it a good story, or is it just another of a billion bad ideas? Clayton, tonight I want to talk about MacGuffins. You know what a MacGuffin is, of course.
It's a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's, and I love it. Let's do it.
It is
my favorite thing.
An egg MacGuffin. I think it's definitely something that's entered the lexicon. I think was it AMC, the bar at AMC theaters, MacGuffins. Yeah. But a MacGuffin is, for those that may not know, is any element in a story that kind of provides the reason to move the story forward. It doesn't necessarily really matter to the story, but it's kind of the object of the action. So I think the classic examples are like the Maltese Falcon is one. The Ark.
The briefcase.
Ark.
Yeah, briefcase in Pulp Fiction, right?
Briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
And it was Alfred Hitchcock who gave it that name, right?
Yes, Alfred Hitchcock did. I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
I believe so.
Growing up, there was a movie we used to watch a lot about kid detectives, and it was called The Double MacGuffin. And this was before we knew what a MacGuffin was. It would have been probably foreshadowing. Do you have any favorite MacGuffins?
My favorite MacGuffin is probably, honestly, the Maltese Falcon. So that's not a fun thing to say because you already mentioned it, but I think that movie really, this going the wrong way with all this. I once wrote a comedy play called Death and McCootie. We did it at New York International Fringe Festival in 2013, I think. And it's a film noir detective farce. And like all of that comes from this love affair I have with detective movies film noir detective movies that started with Maltese Falcon. And I remember even like I was pretty young when I watched it for the first time. And I remember thinking then like the Falcon, we never even see the Falcon. Like it's in like two scenes or whatever. Like it doesn't even matter. That's so interesting. And of course I didn't know there was a name for that, but I don't know that I love that one. I'm going to think about another one while you tell me your favorite MacGuffin.
My favorite MacGuffin is the Pink Panther diamond.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because you could use it over and over, and they've used it over and over in many, many films. And I don't even remember half the movies. I don't even think we see the Pink Panther diamond, but it's always kind of that thing they're trying to, the criminals stealing, the burglars after, they're protecting. But the Pink Panther, the whole series was born and built around this Pink Panther diamond, and ultimately it doesn't even matter. We just need Clouseau to fall around.
Just need Peter Sellers to do his thing.
Just be Peter Sellers for a couple hours, and we're all happy.
Yeah. I'm Googling popular MacGuffins because I wasn't prepared. You sent me this topic and I should have been prepared and I wasn't. I didn't do my research at all. Mac and Me had an egg MacGuffin. Is that true? You ever see the movie Mac and Me?
Only the clip where he gets that Paul Rudd kept bringing on to Conan O'Brien.
Did you see he was on Conan's podcast not too long ago, and like they had a whole conversation about they're like, "Are you proud of yourself?" Like now, you have to find ways like invent stories now every time. And Paul's like, "I don't know. I just like now I have no choice. I hate this."
I love it. I thought it was great. No, I never caught it, but there was an egg MacGuffin in there. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising that I wasn't the first person to think of that joke, but still hurts to hear it.
Well, it's one of those industry terms that I don't think became commonplace until probably the birth of the internet. Right? Mm-hmm. It was more cinephile kind of landscape before. So, but I had a thought because I saw a story in the news the other day that would be it was like we talk about the Maltese Falcon, and we talk about the diamonds. There's the Pink Panther diamond, but how many times has the Hope diamond been?
Right.
Or I think one of our mutual favorite movies, the Fabulous Baseball Diamond from The Great Muppet Caper, was a great MacGuffin as well.
Absolutely. In Snatch, isn't there a diamond in Snatch?
There is. The dog eats it right away, and they're after the dog the whole time.
Yeah.
But I think that the diamond, the stolen diamond is, kind of what
a good
gets
one.
the whole ball rolling. Brings everyone together. So, but I saw a story in the news the other day that introduced a new type of MacGuffin. I wanted to mention it and see if there's a story around this.
Okay.
You probably saw it. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, one of the Pauls, or Logans,
interchangeable.
What their names are. Yeah. Sold his Pokemon Illustrator Pikachu card for almost $17 million at auction. It became the most valuable trading card ever auctioned. Wow. I think he bought it for like $5 million like 4 years ago. So
that's a solid ROI. Jesus.
But if you haven't seen it, the card itself is it's a custom illustration of Pikachu. The way the card, I guess it was part of a contest, and whoever won the illustration contest, they made 10 cards featuring the art of the character. And his is the only one that was graded a perfect 10. So it was encased, it's rated, it's encased in acrylic or whatever that is, so it's safe. But he went ahead and he had it further encased in a gold necklace, diamond encrusted necklace with a diamond Pokeball on top.
I am now looking at a picture. This is incredible.
Yeah. What so he could wear it into the ring, in the wrestling ring.
Okay.
And I think just the case itself is worth like $75,000.
Oh my God!
But I thought it's a new world. The younger kids are making me feel older all the time, and maybe we're beyond diamonds. Maybe we're beyond Falcons, and maybe the new MacGuffin is this extremely valuable pocket monster trading card.
I hate to say these words out loud to the public, but I kind of like that. It sounds kind of fun.
I think it's interesting that it's probably easier to smuggle than any kind of gold coin or.
I think the diamond encrusted frame is going to make it harder a bit, but that's obviously a key component. You can't bend that card.
Well, I think the case is that's the jewels could be discarded and thrown away because they are a mere fraction of the value of the whole thing.
Right.
Like when you can just throw away the diamonds, maybe use it as a red herring, put people off the track because it's really not worth nothing compared to the value of the card itself. And you're just smuggling plastic and cardboard out of the country.
Here's a question, though, and I guess this could be true for any MacGuffin diamond, especially the ones like diamonds or the Maltese Falcon, which is a trading card, a playing card. This is the value associated to that, value tied to that is only like it's completely dependent on the public's perception of how valuable it is, right? And I would guess the fact that this card in particular looks like it's Logan Paul. The fact that it's like Logan's and he wore it around to the exhibition fights that he did and everything, that probably adds some value in the minds of some people. So that bumps the price, right?
Story behind it, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just like it, but this seems to me less reliable than a diamond in value, and maybe that's part of the story, right? Like maybe while people are on this wild goose chase for this Pokemon Illustrator card, maybe something happens and the value plummets, and now they don't even care about the card anymore. But they're so embroiled in this thing that they can't. They keep doing the actions that this card set off. That would be kind of a fun twist to the MacGuffin story.
That would be, yeah. I like that. The intended buyer disappears, maybe. Like you say, it's only worth so much to one person. Obviously. Oh, I looked up who bought it too. It was. It wasn't. I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Anthony Scaramucci. It was not Anthony Scaramucci. Remember him?
I do. Boy, do I. He worked in the administration for chief of staff for like 7 days or something.
Was it Obama or Biden? Whichever one? Or
he was, I think he was Trump. He was one of Trump's.
Was he Trump's guy?
He was there for less than a month.
So it wasn't him. It was his kid that bought
it. AJ Scaramucci.
Yeah. So I don't know. Apparently 7 days as chief of staff is a pretty lucrative family fortune to hand down. I don't know. Anyway, so that's who bought it. So obviously this was worth 17 million to somebody. But what if?
Right.
So what if the? I want to go back to another episode we talked about heist versus caper. This is a caper. There's no way this is a heist.
100%.
Not when Pokemon is involved. I think.
One of the things I think we said about caper is that caper is a little more slapstick. We may not have used those words, but I think that's part of it. Caper is just like bonkers. Yeah. This is going to be bonkers.
In stealing this, there are costumes involved. There's a storyline. There's roles are being played. You've got all sorts of. There's a detailed. It's not a blueprint. It's more scale model planning. I don't know what the difference is there, but so it's worth something to somebody. So what if the intended buyer disappears? All of a sudden, it's not worth as much to somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think part of a story like this with the MacGuffin is there's a lot of parties involved. Right, it's not
definitely
just, it's not just who you stole from and who you're selling it to. So who would some of the other parties be involved?
All right, who's our cast of characters here? You've got the buyer, obviously. It's a key one. Who are the people who want to steal this card? I mean, there's one person for sure who is just a Pokemon purist and knows everything about Pokemon and has the backpack, and like this is our hero, I think, because this person knows that this belongs in a museum. So this is our dorky Indiana Jones, right? That person exists for sure. Who else wants this?
I mean, he's dressed vaguely like Ash. I think is it Ash?
Yeah,
it is Ash.
It's Ash. Yeah. He's like, you're familiar with the concept of bounding when it comes to Disney World.
No.
So if you go to Disney World or Disneyland, kids can obviously dress up. They can wear princess dresses or they can wear costumes, or whatever. But there is a certain age cutoff. I don't remember what it is. That after you are older than that, you can no longer do that. And they do it so the kids don't confuse you for the actual thing, right? It makes total sense. Right. And so there's this idea of bounding. And I don't know why it's called bounding, but it's that instead of going dressed as the character or in a costume, you dress in an outfit that sort of gives character, right? So like when we went, the girls wore their Minnie Mouse dresses. And so Aaron and I wore like a black t-shirt with like a red and black flannel over it, like kind of open, and then like black pants and then bright yellow shoes, right? To like kind of be bounding as Mickey. So we all matched. Yeah. And if you walk around Disney World, you'll see all these people who wear clothes that are like, oh, those are Aladdin's colors. That person is bounding as Aladdin.
Okay.
I think maybe that's what our main character is doing. He's bounding as Ash. It can't, we're not going to steal the IP there, but unless this is certainly a partnership with the Pokemon company. Who does Pokemon? Are they their own thing?
Is it Nintendo? No, I don't know who owns them.
I don't know, but so that but he's if he's not outright Ash, he's definitely bounding as Ash. Who else wants this? Someone who doesn't think this card should exist. It's an affront to humanity, I think.
Just the nihilist that wants it removed.
Yeah, wants it gone, and it could be for any number of reasons.
He's a big Honus Wagner fan. Honus Wagner. Like if this card's destroyed, that goes back to being the most valuable card in the world.
Yeah,
this must be cast up into the fires of Mount Doom.
Oh, that's a good one. Like it's like yeah. Now, and it's not even that he owns the Honus Wagner card. It's that he just respects it so much.
That's what's right. Things must be set right. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Is Interpol involved?
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so this is an international adventure, an international caper.
I think all capers by their nature have to be international. I don't.
You did mean international police and not the band.
Yes.
Correct.
Or who's going to do this?
Can we get them to play some of the agents of Interpol? Interpol's got to be involved. I mean, there's got to be a scene on a train where they're going from country to country at high speed, with the highest speed train we can find. So obviously we can go to Japan and do a high speed train or whatever. I'm sure there's probably some pretty fast trains in Europe. Definitely got to be a train scenario. Who are the other characters? What about the original artist who feels like, you know what? Actually, that's mine by rights. I did that. It's one of a kind. Now I want it back. I'm reclaiming it.
Yeah. My name's right there. I don't see your name on it. It's right there. My name's on it right there.
Yeah. I'm getting this back. So that's 3 characters so far. It's a good start.
Well, it's interesting with this many people involved about it. Maybe the original artist is the person that killed the original buyer or removed the original buyer from the equation.
Okay.
It's a double cross, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. All right. There's going to be someone who's in it just because they want to own this so they can sell it to someone. The greedy, hobby shop owner or whatever. The greedy eBay, eBay dork. Or
we have. Does it rate the mob? I don't know, because that might just be something that the mob's like, you know what? We don't do drugs and we don't do this. We don't do things we don't understand.
It could be fun. There could be a whole sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just running numbers and there's gambling and running numbers. That's all we do. Yeah.
I think the mob is a fun storyline because there's like a young upstart. He's trying to get made and he's like, listen, I'm telling you, Pokemon cards. And everyone's like, get out of here. What are you talking about? And then they see the news it's going to sell for $17 million. And they're like, okay, let's go get that Pokemon card.
I think that just that's a great idea. Like, hey, Dad, it's Fredo. Dad, the real money is in Pokemon, right?
It's like, Fredo, please go play in the corner.
Maybe like there's like one of those just POS scalpers that just sit there and like buy all the boxes in front of kids. Like they go into the Pokemon flipper that they like. This would be a great character for a movie. Just like he's just upset, just like pushing kids out of the way. This is our introduction to him, and he's buying all of them and telling the kids to grow up and get a job, and then they can, maybe he just sees like this is the big score. Like forget the boxes of Pokemon. Forget
one last job.
Packs. Yeah. This is the grail.
I like him going through the packs and like getting so frustrated that he can't. There's nothing rare in these. He got all the boxes and he's finding nothing. And he can, there's a moment where I don't know anything about Pokemon cards, but let's say there's one that's really actually pretty successful called the Charizard Pink card. And he finds one, and most kids would be like fucking thrilled. They've got it's so rare and it's worth a lot of money. And he's like, a pink Charizard, a pink Charizard. And he's mad that's the only as high as he got because he's so deep in it. And then he's so
unappreciative. He doesn't he's not in it for the art. He's not in it for the game.
Yeah,
he's disgusting, and he won't be in a foot chase. We know that.
Right.
That won't last long.
Yeah,
it's winded. Do you make this a caper for kids?
I mean, I don't think the audience is going to be adults. Although I guess
the
Pokemon
puts it up there.
It's been around for a long time. So probably the original Pokemon generation is probably about my age. Probably maybe a little younger.
Right. Maybe probably about your age. I would say this. I don't know much about the game either, but I did take one of my kids, one of their birthdays. We took them to the Detective Pikachu movie.
I never saw that. I wanted to. It looked really fun. They did
a pretty good job of making it accessible to adults and kids. Like it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. So I think it can be done. I think what made me think this would be a fun MacGuffin was simply because it is childlike, but it is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
So it's like, but now I'm starting to think about it. I'm getting, I don't know if you've seen it. It might be too old for you. The Cloak and Dagger, the movie Cloak and Dagger. Did you ever see that one?
No.
It was, it was Dabney Coleman. It was the only known actor in it, but it was these two kids. They get mixed up. They got a video game, but the secret code was put into the video game, so everyone's after them and they don't know why, and they've got to figure it out. It was all shot in San Antonio, and there's I guess the most famous scene from it is the kids are making their escape, jumping from boat to boat on the Riverwalk.
Nice.
And growing up within driving distance of San Antonio, you're like, let's go do it. Let's go jump from the boats, But yeah. But it was like it was a spy movie. It was a spy intrigue movie, but it was kids. Kids is the protagonist.
I think my analog to that, and I'm sure you've probably seen this, is War Games. Right. So you've got Matthew Broderick just like playing computer games and like, I accidentally started this war. And now they're after him. Right now, the serious adults are after him.
I was just out at Cheyenne Mountain 2 weeks ago. And Whopper from War Games, of course, is the computer.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly in there. But I talked to somebody that worked in there, and he said they've named a dumpster Whopper. So there's a giant dumpster at NORAD.
That's excellent. Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, war games definitely, but these kids are even younger. They're like, we're talking 12. Like, Matthew Broderick's, I think he was a teenager in it, and this was really done for kids. And I think maybe with this element in it, it does become somehow the kids have to be involved. They have to be.
Yeah, I mean, they know. We can't let Guy Ritchie direct this for sure. It's got to be something that actually he would probably do a kids movie that slaps. It's got to be though like a movie that is where the original Pokemon generation, so people like my age, can bring their kids and have fun. And so it's got to be family friendly. And it's gonna be one of those movies that like does jokes and sequences for the adults, but is really kind of developed for kids to enjoy.
I think, I think I don't know how much you lean into the Pokemon element. Like, I don't know that it becomes like, oh, the whole thing is unlocked by knowing something about the game. But I think in a chase sequence at some point, someone is going to dump over like a display full of balls to trip up the pursuers, and they are red and white, right?
Yeah.
Like it looks like,
you give nods, right? And like someone's going to get struck by lightning at some point. And that's a nod to Pikachu, right? Like if someone gets or shocked or whatever, little things like that I think are going to be really key.
Well, that's interesting. I think overall what we can take away from this is the MacGuffin continues to evolve. It still has to be something of value, but we've lived long enough to see things of value be really odd stuff. What I do like about this is that for too long Bitcoin became the shiny object.
Yeah.
And it's not tangible. This is something you can chase. This is something you can pass around.
Yeah, this is meaningful. This is yes. The crypto thing, it's hard. It's hard, first of all, to write a good story about because it's so many computers. But it's also like there's I don't know if joyless is the right word, but there's something about it that it's just like it's not fun. You don't get to appreciate what you own in that case the way you do with something tangible like a Maltese Falcon or a card or a comic book or whatever.
Yeah, it gets boiled down to who has the thumb drive, who has the digital wallet, and that's not exciting. This is, for as silly as it is, it has monetary value. It has a collector's value, a fan's value. It has the insurance agent. There's going to be someone,
absolutely,
the insurance company coming after it. Like there's enough people involved. You get a pretty diverse cast of characters that have an interest in it and have a vested interest in getting their hands on this card.
Let me ask you this question: end of the movie, is the card pristine or is the card destroyed? Because it has to be one of the two.
It does. It can't be. Yeah. Well, that comes down to, well, then nobody gets it, right? If it's destroyed.
Right.
And that's not, that works if none of the people involved have pure intentions.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that's the one where whoever just thinks it shouldn't exist. That's the onus card.
Yeah,
devotee, right? That's his best.
If you're the purest character in there, and I don't think they would be. I think if you like, I like the idea of the Ash analog out there to it needs to be in a museum or it needs to be in the right hands. It needs to be valued by the world. If there's a kid involved and their goal is to see it restored to its proper place, if it was destroyed at the end, that would be a terrible ending for a kid's movie.
Yeah, that's true. So. I think it's pristine.
If it's all the greedy parties, burn it up. So no one gets it at the end.
I think it could be interesting if it's pristine and either ends up in a museum or something, or pristine but has lost all value by the end of the movie. And so the whole thing, but the kid is happy with that, right? Oh, and then there's some setup where the kid ends up with the card, and there's some reason for him to say, Pikachu, I choose you.
I choose you.
Okay, that's it.
I like that. I mean, that's a tearjerker. But I just have a thought. Maybe the card disappears. Maybe the movie is, or the story is, all these adults going after it for the wrong reasons. And at the end, they finally retrieve this gold necklace, diamond encrusted thing, and the card is gone. And we just cut to couple of kids down the street playing Pokemon, and one kid just pulls it out of his pocket and it's just part of the deck.
Plays it. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. And before that happens, so someone helps him actually obtain the card, right? Because he's a kid. Like there's going to be an adult that has a whatever. And when the adult has the card that's worth $17 million, the adult still knows the right thing to do is give it to the kid. And they give it to the kid. And then when they do it, they say, hey, kid, Pikachu chose you. And then we close on them playing. Yeah, that's it.
At the end, they're just playing. People are going to jail. People are heartbroken. Mm-hmm. Yep. The mob's coming for somebody because they couldn't get the score, but there's kids blissfully playing with this card because Pikachu chose you. There you go.
That's it.
I love it. I think that's
another one. This is not a bad idea. This is a great idea. Do you know anyone at the Pokemon Corporation?
I know Ash and the Mewtwo. Those are the only names I know that have to do with Pokemon.
Oh, you're right. Nintendo, I think, is.
Does Nintendo still on the?
I think Nintendo is still on it, yeah. Well, it's jointly owned by 3 companies: Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. They formed the Pokemon Company in 1998 to manage the brand, with each company roughly holding 1/3 stake.
Well, there you go. Wow, that's 3 new villains right there.
Yeah. Oh my God, a trio. It's like the opposite of K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good idea, but we're going to leave it up to folks to tell us. So let us know. Was this a good idea? Was this a bad idea? Tell us in the comments, email us, however you want to contact us. Just let us know what you thought. And we'll be back next week with another episode of A Billion Bad Ideas.